Hello, welcome back to the frozen tundra, which is all I've got to say anymore. In fact, it's gotten so bad that the commentary you guys are leaving on the videos has reached a new level. It's pretty comical. Anyway, if you caught the one on the other day, somebody commented like, "Your pond's frozen, shocking." Or something to that effect, right? Like water froze in cold temperatures, shocking. But at any rate, it's been fun. Actually, it hasn't been a lot of fun. So there's been a couple of farm crises since last we spoke, and I'll take you through those as we head on down. I've got the little guys out. It is high noon, and it's actually not terrible. It's a little windy, but it's not terrible out. So, farm crises. Farm crisis number one, aside from the freaking pond being frozen over, farm crisis number one was the wind took down some of our fencing. And the fencing I'm referring to is the stuff around our pond. It's flex fencing. It's secured by zip ties, just like our grow out pen, and that is done on purpose. The purpose for that being, we want it to be flexible so that predators can't climb it. Look at Hughie climbing mountains. We also want it to be flexible so that if the birds bounce off it, they don't get hurt. So there's reasons that we did that, and it's done just fine for the last 6+ years. Unfortunately, this bitter cold has finally caused the connections to pop. And we saw that from the weight of the snow the last time with the grow out pen. Let's turn to the girls here who are comfortably relaxing. But unfortunately, when they start popping on fence line that's there to both contain your animals and protect them, you spend several hours out here in freezing cold temperatures with your hands uncovered, because that's the only way you can work, resecuring fence line. We got it done. It's finished. It's all secure. It's all good. It's not unexpected. It just kind of stunk that it happened. Cheer the turkeys. So that's farm crisis number one. Resolved, finished. It stunk, but it's taken care of, and probably, that section of the fence will be secure for the next 6 years. So again, can't really complain. The girls are not moving much. They really don't have anywhere to go, by the way. They're here, they're outside, they're soaking in the sun, but it's just an ice slick. And they can't get out to the pasture. Nobody can, myself included. So crisis number two, Misty, who's right here front and center in the screen, went down. And a down goat is not a good goat, right? That's, immediate action. Now, thankfully, she was up, and up is standing up, eating, healthy, etc. So she was up the night before, and the same morning that the fence popped, she was down and not getting up. And that happens sometimes when they're heavily pregnant. It happens when they're sick. And it can happen if they're hurt, right? Those are really the only reasons it happens. So a down goat is not this. This is Persephone relaxing, sleeping, enjoying, right? If I were to go into her pasture, actually, let's do it, and annoy her a little bit, she'll get up, right? If I were to feed her, she'd get up. That is not a down goat. Hi, JC. How are you doing, girlfriend? You still finding remnants of hay from breakfast? So Misty, on the other hand, was down and not getting up. And she actually required intervention to help her get up. Now, once she was up, she was able to stand, which is wonderful, thankfully. So, that gave us our first hint, right? First hint of she's okay is she was able to stand. She just didn't want to or couldn't get up. And that can happen, maybe her legs fell asleep. Maybe, she's got some other issues going on, but it wasn't an injury. Okay, ruled out that. Take her temperature, rule out any viral bacterial illnesses, right? No infections, no fever, no respiratory, no pneumonia. So you kind of get to rule out no sickness. So that leaves one thing, right? And that's just pregnancy complications or pregnancy stinks. Oh, the geese are talking now. So what is happening with her was as simple as, we're in a selenium deficient area. She's starting to become heavily pregnant. She's a lot larger than I expected her to become, right? We even thought she might not be pregnant at one point, but she's definitely pregnant. And so her body just said, like, I don't have the energy, I don't have the ability to deal with this, and she needed a little boost. So the day that we found her down, right, I got her up on her feet, gave her all of the medications she needed. I'm not going to list those because I'm not a veterinarian. Suffice it to say, I work with my veterinarian to make sure that we know what we should be doing. And she has been up ever since, right? Without any assistance, without any issue. So, that's pretty conclusive that it was just I'll call it a blip on the horizon, right? Like it was just a bad morning. She got a boost. She got some vitamins. She got some minerals. She got some, things that she needed to help her regain herself, and she's back in action, which is what I want to see, right? I lost a little bit of sleep watching her that night. I lost a little bit of, worry time. I got a gray hair or two, but right now she's great, as is everybody else, other than miserable because of the cold. There's Sophie exploring, trying not to fall into other people's divots. So that was farm crisis number 2, which happened at the same time as farm crisis number 1. Farm crisis number 3, which I'll talk about in another video, had to do with the pond. So 3 farm crises, there we go. 3 farm crises, all on the same day. We got JC rubbing my leg. I know, girlfriend. So that was just absolutely no fun. And now it's Groundhog Day at the time of this recording. I think you'll see it the day after. And the little bugger, not surprisingly, said 6 more weeks of winter. So yeah, we've got more of this to deal with and more of this fun to handle. The girls are unhappy. I'm unhappy. But at the same time, they're getting bigger. Babies are coming. And based on the forecast of 6 more weeks of winter, we will have babies in winter because we're about 3.5 weeks away at this point. So that's the story. Like I said, I owe you farm crisis number 3, and I'll get that to you in an upcoming video. But for now, we're all good. Everybody's back in action. So no worries on the health of the goats, just a little scare. And now the countdown to babies has truly begun. We'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.